Okay, we're live with the return of the AGFFA Report Fantasy Football Podcast. This week we are going to talk fantasy football. Obviously, last week was a bye week, gap week for us. Right now I'm with Gumby with the Ballzilla team, the still undefeated Ballzilla team.
So far.
And Jeff from the Pups. How you doing?
Yep.
Dan will probably join shortly. He said his computer's not working. What's going on there? What do you think was happening with him, Gumby? Too much porn?
I thought he was using his phone. You always see him out on the porch on the swing.
Maybe that is his phone. I don't know.
Honestly, that he's living his best life. It looks like if I was retired, that's exactly where I would be every day on the porch on a swing,
Walking away
all day, every day.
until he moves to Panama.
I thought it was Belize.
Or yeah, it is Panama. Yeah, he thought about Belize at one point. So yeah. Anyway, week 9 we just finished. Right? It was week 9. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, week 9, and like I said, Gumby, you're still undefeated. You had a really convincing win this past week. I saw. It was against Jess too. She thought she had a chance, but
Well, here's the funny thing. If you guys had not made that trade, both of those games you would have beat me, and she would have been a lot closer.
well, when I had Tannehill, she would have still had Mahomes,
Yep.
huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
So that trade screwed you both.
Okay. Something's wrong with my email shit on the phone and on the laptop. Somehow the password got dropped. I got to re-enter and figure out what the hell it is. What's going on?
How's it going,
Hey,
Dan?
hey, Dad. We're already in the middle of it. We just started though. We were talking about Gumby's big win over Jess. So he's at 9-0, but only one game ahead of Mike, who that's a very scary situation, I would think, Gumby, to only know it's one game.
I would think normally if you were, had 9 wins at this point in the season, you would feel pretty good about the situation. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I just checked. So
in the playoffs.
Even if
you're in the playoffs,
if he was in a different division, it'd be totally different, right?
Yeah.
Because I would be like, whatever. But no,
but you won't
same
play
division.
him until the last game.
Yeah, we play in the last game too, which is cool. I like that.
No,
That's cool.
I mean in the playoffs. You won't meet him in the playoffs. They'll be in some other bracket.
Maybe. I'm not sure how that works, but we're playing in the last game of the season, and that'll probably determine the division winner.
I think the soonest that you guys would play each other in the playoffs, based on what's going on right now, would be in the conference championship game. So it'd be week 2 or 3 of the playoffs, I guess.
Yeah.
So, I mean, probably in good shape. I mean, I don't blame you for being nervous because you want the bye. You just want to say, look, I've got a free advance into the next round, right?
Yep.
There's no bye, is there?
No, there's no bye anymore because it's 8 teams total,
Oh.
and it's 1 seed plays 4, 2 plays 3 on each conference.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Mainly, I just don't want to be this year's version of Rick, and I'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess you better hope for a loss this week, huh?
That seems unlikely. I'm playing the bye week. Oh, I mean, puppies of purgatory. My bad. I said bye week. It slipped out. I meant puppies of purgatory.
Oh, okay. That's bye week. Yeah. That's the team that surrendered.
Jeff, you're fighting for that number 1 overall spot next year, it looks like.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I almost screwed around and won this week, but I was rooting for Cam Newton. And he got his points, and then I was like, all right, now go Jets. Let's go ahead and finish the humiliation of the Patriots. But yeah, I almost lost, or almost won and lost, if that makes sense. But I don't know what was going on with Heath's team because it didn't look like he's tanking. He put in a pretty good lineup. I guess it just didn't do anything.
Well, Heath did win.
He did. He beat me. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was very close, much closer than I would have expected him.
He only scored 108 points.
Yeah.
Hey,
Again, I don't think he was tanking. He
put in a good lineup. I'm looking at who he played. That looks fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that lineup.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, Derrick Henry laid an egg. Juju had a really good game. He got 0 points out of Justin Jackson. I don't know what happened there, but he was projected for 15. Did he get hurt during the game?
Actually,
or
I
something?
think he did. I think I read something about that. Yeah.
2 snaps.
Jackson, the better running back
Yeah.
in San Diego or Chargers?
He injured his knee on the first play of the game and took 2 snaps after that, but went down again.
Yes, Dad, he is the guy to own out there, if I understand correctly. I mean, I don't know what Eckler's doing, but Eckler's done for the year too, right?
He's not done for the year. He's got like maybe 2 weeks left before he comes back. So
Okay.
he's a good stash if you got a playoff run coming up. Which, you know, Ross is the one who has him, and yeah, I don't think he's coming back this week, but he'll be ready for Ross's team when it comes time. So
When we get through the projections, see, Ross is going to need him, but I think Ross's team was pretty good from what I remember.
yeah, Ross is 2 games up on me now. He went 3-0 in the division. So I think he's already locked up maybe the division if I lose to him this week. Obviously, if he beats me, I can't catch him, and I'm the only person that could catch him at this point.
Well, he's 2 games ahead of you right now.
Yeah, but there's a scenario I win out, he loses out, or we end up tied in some weird way. I don't know.
But you have a wild card spot right now, right?
I do. I'm actually the number 3 spot as it is. So I would play the winner of the other division, which is Shook right now, I think. So that would be a tough game, but I beat him this year. I'm not scared. I also beat Savages. I'm not scared either of those guys if I get to play them again. Yeah, and Dan, I saw you lost. But you're still leading the division against Jess. So
yeah, I don't think there was anything I could have done to change this week's game. You know, I had 2 replacements I could have put in there, but I still don't think that would have made any difference. You know, Ben had a good game, all things considered. Who did I have that let me down? The running backs, I guess. Edmonds didn't get as much as I thought he might get. And of course,
yeah, that was kind of a surprise.
You know, I keep waiting for Le'Veon Bell to bust loose, but that don't look like it's going to happen.
Mm-mm.
I made the mistake of putting Jordan Reed in. Of course, he didn't make any difference between him and Trey Burton. They both got the same 1.3 or 1.8 or some shit. So anyway, on to this week. That's all I got to say. I got Scabs Bolt, I think.
You do.
Yeah, I was going to ask Ed, is your main quarterback is Ben, right? Big Ben?
Correct.
Yeah, so
You just
obviously
went on IR, right?
I'm a little nervous
Yes.
about that right now.
the news that just came out where he did test positive, but he was in close contact with Vance super spreader McDonald.
Why was McDonald even at the game or even at the practices or anything if he had a positive test?
He didn't have a positive test. He was on the injury report for illness, but I don't think they got the test done. I know this is all kind of.
It's going to look bad for the Steelers.
Patriots-esque, honestly, huh?
It's going to look really bad for the Steelers. Like, he was ill. He still got on the plane. He could have tested negative, but it's like, wouldn't you want to have the precaution of like maybe separate plane or just hold them back altogether? And I don't know.
Tomlin got
Maybe he
fined
tested
for a
negative.
COVID violation, didn't he?
Who?
Tomlin, he got fined last week.
For not wearing a mask on the sideline. Yeah, he was pretty pissed off during that Ravens game. But no, maybe he had a negative. Maybe Vance McDonald had a negative test, and then they said, "All right, he doesn't have COVID, so he can fly. He's got whatever." And then later on, he gets a positive test. I mean, that's not unheard of either.
If you know you're gonna not play because you're sick, why would you even travel with the team?
He did play though.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he was in the game.
Yeah, he had 20
Yeah, he
snaps
caught
apparently.
pass.
Oh, good. So we can have some Cowboys sick too. Fantastic. That's good for us.
Yeah.
Though. We're tanking. That's good.
Yeah, right.
I'm more concerned about his knee, about Roethlisberger's knees.
Ooh, that looked bad.
It did.
I didn't even think it was a knee injury at first. I thought it was like a concussion.
He got bent.
Shoulder. He got.
Yeah, he got double whammied high low, and it looked bad. I can't believe he stayed in the game.
Well,
the replay showed his knee went in a funny direction. So
yeah.
Yeah, but I was talking, or I heard something where when Ben went down on that play, he like reached for his right knee at first, and then when he got up and started playing again, he reached for his left knee, And everyone knows the whole thing about Ben and, exaggerating his injuries. So I don't know. I think he's just trying to add that to his comeback player of the year, story.
Yeah, that's also a possibility because he is a diva.
He was hobbling around pretty good, between plays, but when he got the snap, he was dropping back and sticking that back foot and throwing the ball. So, I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, Ben.
He called. I thought if it was an acting job, it was really good because he called a timeout. Because it was within 2 minutes. So he called a timeout. I guess he rubbed some AstroTurf in the knee, something. There's no dirt, right? So I guess he rubbed some of that rubber, what they call that field turf. Rubbed some of that in there, and he looked during the plays. He looked absolutely fine.
Yeah,
like no problems. I didn't see any mobility issues. I didn't see any throwing issues. He looked good.
We've seen this before. Like Ben said, "Oh, I got a broken foot," and Cowher came out one year and said he didn't have a broken foot. Shut the hell up. Yeah.
Hey, can I take some times off and hit University of North Texas Women's College while I'm here? Is that cool?
Hey, come on now. He's a changed man. He got married.
Yes,
he doesn't hang out in the bathrooms anymore.
Youthful indiscretion of.
No, Gumby.
It sickens me, but
funny stuff.
You're the resident Cowboy fan. You were watching that game on Sunday.
I was.
Where was your head at in the fourth quarter, knowing the score and everything? Were you like, holy shit, we're gonna do this?
Actually, I posted on Facebook about halfway through the first quarter, and the Cowboys were up 10 at that point, and they ended up going up 13-0 a little after. I said, look, up 10-0 on the Steelers feels like a win. I'm good. But then they did something stupid. They got my hopes up at the fourth, but only to, forget how to play defense all of a sudden. Or maybe the Steelers remembered how to play offense. One of the two things happened.
Did Connor get hurt?
One half team, Gumby. We only play like a half of football. It's been this way and this is what worries me. Like after that game, I was thinking this is a rare game where the losing team feels better about the game than the winning team. That doesn't happen real often. I was like, I don't care. Just get the win. I don't care if we win by 1 point or 100. Just get the W and be done with it. But this game troubles me, and it's a trend in that we're not getting better. That we're doing the same thing every week since the Browns game, where we're playing a half of football and we're getting away with the win, but we're not getting better. And teams have got to continue to improve over the season if they want to make a deep run. And we're not improving. We're
that was
right at one half of football where we put it all together on offense. That was
a patchwork offensive line protecting a fourth string quarterback. And they were moving the ball pretty well most of the game.
I thought Garrett Gilbert looked really good, though.
And that would worry me if I was
said that.
A Steelers.
I put something out saying, don't be surprised. Gilbert was the number one quarterback in the AAF. I know that's not the NFL, but that kid is good.
Yeah.
So
yeah. He was.
He was
a really highly regarded prospect coming into college. He was really highly regarded coming out of high school and into college. He was like somebody that the college guys were really looking for.
Yeah.
I guess things just didn't work out for him in his NFL run, but
that last play of the game, it was so close. He moved up in the pocket, he evaded the rush, and I was like, holy shit, that's a touchdown throw. It was just like last week with Baltimore, and Lamar Jackson had the same throw, it looked like.
It did. I thought he might have got that touchdown, and it was really close.
Yeah.
And to be one play away against an undefeated team with as horrible as the Cowboys have been this season, I felt pretty good about that.
And the Steelers shot themselves in the foot 2 times. The first one was on that third down play. Chase Claypool had that little end around, and he was going toward the sideline. And he did the right thing to stay in bounds or whatever, but he also could have just kept running to get the first down. He forgot, the whole important thing is just get the first down.
More importantly, why did you guys not kick a field goal down there on 4th and 1?
Yeah, I wondered about that too.
That was the third.
They blocked the extra point, didn't they? So I think the fear was, shit, they're going to block it again maybe.
On every single kick, your center wasn't blocking anybody. And I don't know why that is. Do long snappers no longer block in the NFL? I never seen anything like that.
So Monty and I texted Monty because I was like, why didn't we kick the field goal there? And he said, I think we found a flaw in your kicking blocking scheme or whatever, something along those lines. But I also wondered, like, I don't remember the blocks, but didn't whoever it was, Randy Gregory or whoever was that blocked it, didn't he jump over the line to get the block? Was that
one of those blocks
Yeah.
was that?
I thought that wasn't legal anymore. Like you can't jump over people.
Well, if it's
you
over
can't
someone,
leverage. You can't use leverage.
No. I meant literally you can't jump over somebody. You can jump up, but you can't jump through the line. I thought that was a rule change, but Gus,
know.
what were you saying?
well, I think you can jump in a direction. And I think you're right, Jeff. It can't be over someone, but like I think in that replay you're talking about, it kind of looks like it's over the shoulder or at least on the side of that center.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure a ref, like, unless it's clearly like he has a running start and over a guy, that would be
That's what I
illegal.
was
But
thinking.
they probably were like, this is too close call, not going to do it. So
Well, if he's coming out of a 3-point stance on the line right by the ball, I mean,
yeah,
what more you want? What are you going to do? Tell him he can't jump like that? That seems
Right.
kind of weird.
Well, he could find the gap. I think that's what you're getting at, Gus, is like he found the gap in the line and then he jumped up and over to get
Yeah.
there. But he didn't jump literally over somebody and he didn't like jump onto somebody to jump over somebody.
Well, it looks
So,
like on the one that they blocked, it looked like he ran through the gap first before he even jumped on that one.
that might be
And
it too.
I'm like, wasn't somebody supposed to be there? That means that
Yeah, and
it looks weird.
that's what bugs me about it is that Tomlin, we adjust really well. So for all the complaints I have, we do really do a great job after halftime of adjusting to whatever the team's doing offensively or defensively, and that's why we tend to be a second half team. Like first half we look like crap, and the second half it's like a totally different game. But why couldn't we make an adjustment on special teams? Like go in and say, all right, well here's the deal, here's what they're doing to us. We need to shift. We need to make this adjustment. And then the problem solved. Why
Jeff,
wouldn't they do that and then kick the field goal? I don't get it. But
I think the block came in the second half. And I mean, the adjustments are halftime things, right? And so the thing
okay.
they probably adjusted was the punt return game. Because remember that punt return Dallas had where that dude faked an injury running backwards and then all of a sudden like got in
That was
position.
cool.
It was the Music City Miracle all over again. That should have been a touchdown. We got exposed big time.
Mm-hmm.
I thought our special teams played lights out in that whole game.
Oh yeah, we got dominated on special teams. Just clearly dominated.
I was really happy to see the special teams, and even on that kickoff return that you guys had the penalty on and tried to corner it in, put it in that corner. We got the ball all the way back to your 40. That was badass.
Sitting there screwing around with this stuff, and I mean, no, I'm not taking anything away from the Cowboys because clearly we got our asses kicked on special teams. But I think those weird coaching decisions for not kicking the taking the figgy, just take the figgy, go up 7, and then we'll see what the hell happens. That was weird. Of course, and also
we would have been up 8, Jeff.
We weren't running the ball the whole game. Why did we expect to somehow be really good at short yardage situations? We fumbling around trying to run the ball the whole game.
Did Connor get hurt in that game? Because he was on the sideline for a long time.
No.
Connor wasn't hurt. They just, they did what they did against Baltimore, just basically say, all right, Ben, just call your own plays. Just go out there and run the offense.
If you look at the yardage that the Cowboys have given up to running backs through this season, we gave up 300 yards to the Browns. We gave up 200 and something yards to the Redskins. Every single running back that we played this year has had their best day of the season by far against the Cowboys. And the Steelers couldn't run for shit.
No.
That seems bad.
No, I
also said that the Dallas defense might wake up somewhere along the line here, and maybe they woke up some in that game.
Well, we did trade away.
That's what I was going to say.
So during the offseason, we signed a lot of veteran linebackers and D linemen, and we traded almost all of those before this game, and we're using only the draft rookies this time around. And they seem to they got a little more want to in them.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes just mixing up the chemistry can make a difference. And, I don't think it was that we didn't play well when it came to running the ball. I think Dallas's defense they played their best. They put it all together for that game as far as just run defense. Now, pass defense, I can see I figured out what was going on with our offense, which was, I think there's so much speed at the wide receiver position that they can run this little scheme where they would have a guy kind of start downfield and then just stop. And the defensive back typically is given some space. So now Ben can look downfield. He doesn't like it, just dumps it off. I saw that a couple times where guy was like a couple yards off the ball. Ben just throws the ball out there and lets the guy run with it. That's the kind of, but that's good because they have to respect it. If you stick up on that, then the receivers know just run, and Ben will hit you downfield instead. So it's kind of a respect for the amount of speed. We got a lot of speed on offense. And one other question about special teams, though, when the Cowboys blocked the extra point, isn't that returnable for 1 point, or is it only on 2-point conversions where you can get a turnover and take it back?
2-point conversions. I think it's only on the
only
2-point.
I thought it was for any special teams. Or
yeah, they went down and picked it up. If you watch the replay of it, you can see that one of the Cowboys guys, I couldn't see because it's the field goal camera, right? But one of the Cowboys went down and actually grabbed it, but the whistles were blowing. So
yeah.
But I thought you could return that for a point. I guess I thought just didn't know the rules. But.
I mean, 1 point
if
wouldn't have made any
goal,
difference.
they get the chance to return it. I always thought the same thing, Jeff. Like it could be a point the other way, but I guess not.
Yeah. It was a good game, though. It turned out to be a really good game.
Steelers won. They remain undefeated. Their schedule is pantsy. If they beat the Ravens again, they could go 16-0. Who's the last game they have of the year? It's going to be a tough one. It's probably Cincinnati or some shit.
Yeah, I think you're
right.
They have a
chance. They have a chance. I'll say that.
We still have to play Buffalo. That'll be tough. And I think there's one other game that's kind of tricky in there. I think it's the Colts.
Is Buffalo at Buffalo or is it Buffalo at Pittsburgh?
In Buffalo.
Whew.
Last game of the year is against the Browns. Let's see. We saw the Jaguars, and the Jaguars always play us tough. Go figure.
It's because they still hate you from the 90s.
Probably. But we still also get to play Washington, so that should be an ass whooping. It's not like the back half of our schedule is really easy. We got the Bengals, Jaguars, Ravens again, football team, Bills, Bengals, Colts, Browns. So
every time I hear that, I can't help but laugh my ass off. It just cracks me up. The football team.
I always think WTF. It just looks like WTF to me. What the fuck? But it's WFT.
Washington team of football.
Yeah.
Football team.
Well, okay, let's get back to fantasy football real quick. I'll go ahead and share the standings page first here. Gumby, for sure. You're in the playoffs with 9 wins. Best that any of these other teams could do that are 5-4 is an 8-4. So got that locked up, which is pretty nice.
So that's a clinch.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, good clinch, but got to watch out for Mike.
I haven't won the division yet, though.
Exactly. Yeah, actually, Hookham looks like the only one. Hookham and Shook that are probably in the best position. I think Shook went 3-0 at the start of the season.
He was doing really well until he lost Prescott.
Mm-hmm. And then he had Tom Brady, which looked good for a little while, but I didn't see what happened on Sunday night. I just saw they scored 3 points.
I watched that game. Brady looked like, he looked like Bubby Brister out there. He was
awful.
He was.
Was it more the Saints
horrible.
Defense though?
They were rattling him because they were putting some pressure on him. But if it was the Saints defense, it would have been mostly due to the pressure. And he was trying to force the ball to AB, and AB has had the playbook in his hands for like 3 days, which is, why would you force the play? Why do that? Why would you force the ball to somebody who doesn't know the plays? At least one of the interceptions, he threw the ball to where AB probably should have been, but instead it was a defender back there playing zone.
Yeah, I don't know why they're not using Mike Evans. I heard something happened, like no targets, nothing the other day with him.
And the other thing that happened in that game is the Buccaneers ran the ball 5 times to set a new NFL record for least number of run attempts per game. 5.
Yeah, and Ronald Jones isn't that bad. I mean, whoever's on their backfield isn't really that bad for that team. So
no, it's at 5 rushing attempts. That's really bad.
Yeah.
AB has got his Antonio Brown's got his first down signal, going though. I think like the fourth quarter, I think he caught a first down pass and popped right up, first down. You're down 38-0, dude. Come on.
He was practicing that the last year.
I didn't start him last week. I'm starting him this week due to bye week stuff, but I didn't start him this last time because I didn't want to put him in right out of the gate because he would have had nothing.
Can't blame you. Just to circle back on the playoffs situation here, unofficially, and Gus, you'll want to check this and make it official, but I believe that Whip has also clinched a playoff spot. The worst they can go is 8-4 and tie with Beer Guzzlers and Bubba Gump, and he's beaten both of them.
Yep.
So I do believe that means he clinches, unless he loses out to the Ramones. Even then, even if he loses out to the Ramones, then
well, if he loses out to the Ramones, it's probably a worse division record than the Ramones, is my guess.
He'd have to have, yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. So
it'd be a split. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, Whip looks like he's in. And then, so yeah, the other big playoff race is Guzzlers versus Bubba Gump with, I guess, Touch Me Down and Scabs with an outside shot. But yeah, Dad, you and Jess going to be fighting for it. I don't know if y'all's game is this week or what, but.
I got Scabs this week. So
Okay.
Jess has got Touch Me Down.
That'll be important for her.
Like.
Well, that's important for both of you guys because you can both eliminate those two teams from playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Interestingly enough, the Ramones have also beaten Bubba Gump and Beer Guzzlers. So the Ramones have the tiebreaker on you guys too. If everybody holds, then that means only the division winner from Rice is going in, and then 3 teams from the Merino division would make it, which is crazy.
Wow.
It's ridiculous.
Well, we did say on draft day that was a possibility.
Yeah. Although I think I was one of those that was in the discussion on draft day, but
You're going to be number 1 overall again, bro.
Hey, dude, we're all winners, right? Everybody makes the playoffs, and we get the first overall pick. Woo! Best division in our league.
That's going to be a fun race for you, Jeff. You, Jason, or Asmus, Rick, and Monty. And I guess Scabs and Touch Me Down have a shot too.
Yeah, and I screwed around and beat Scabs Bolt, and then I beat Asmus somehow.
Oh my God.
Oh, so you're
I
like,
know, right? I know.
you're behind in this race.
Good luck with figuring out the tiebreakers, Gus. Glad that's not my job.
Oh my God. Yeah, I always wait until like June or July to actually figure it out. So I'm going to need to work on it a little bit more this year. So I posted power rankings, updated. Gumby's crushing it still. Didn't move at all. Neither did Whip. I saw Hooka moved up 1, Shook went down 1, but they're the same. 5.4 is a total ranking there. But yeah, like every week, these just have basically normalized. Just some small movements here and there. And then your little chart here. So.
What's going on with Shook?
Shook is this one right here. So he, after the first week of the season, that was that 1 week he beat Savages. Pretty.
Dak Prescott had like a 90,000 point game.
Yeah. Dak was on pace for like 6,000 yards passing in the season. So his team it looked that good. And yeah, it's just, he needed a strong quarterback to keep that up. And Tom Brady, I'm sure right around here, week 6 and 7, it did look good, but now it's kind of gone back down again. So
the scary thing for him is in NFL football, if other teams have figured out to do what the Saints did to Brady, then he might have a real tough role.
I don't know if that's, you're right. I mean, that could be a problem.
I mean, the Saints aren't exactly known as an awesome defense, and they shut him down easily.
Divisional games are always tough, though, too. I mean,
That's
we
true.
all know that.
Division games are all weird.
Yeah, they are. And the Saints could be built to beat the Bucks for some reason. I don't know. Whatever. They just match up well. Who knows? Looks like Shook has lost 3 out of the past 5, but in the past 3 weeks, he's won 2 out of the past 3. He beat the Ramones pretty handily. He lost to Hookem, but he put up 141 in the loss. So it's not like he shot the bed. Hookem put up 157. That's a really good game. So that's good. And then he just barely beat Smuffs this past week, 96-83. So not good. I'm sure that 96 is mostly because Brady was god awful, but it's going to be tough these last 3 weeks. But his division's fairly weak too, so he might be able to. Surely he should get 2 out of the next 3 as far as winning them. And then Savages are the only real threat there, and they're 4 and 5.
Yeah, Savages. This last week he did really well. Big point total he got. but Christian McCaffrey was a big part of that, and who
Yeah.
knows what that injury situation is like. I think
Well,
it
the
might be
other thing-
day to day or whatever, but
McCaffrey, his bye week is like the first week of the playoffs, right?
Yeah,
is
That
it really
sucks.
week 13?
Yeah.
That sucks.
that factored into my decision to tank this season because I was like, dude, if I don't get a bye the first week, I'm gonna
Yeah,
be
he's
without McCaffrey week 13. no matter what.
McCaffrey because they had that game canceled, and that ended up being their bye week. Their bye week got pushed way back, and so now both of those teams have a bye week in the first round of our playoffs. That's bad news.
Well, I hope I get to play him then, and he clinches his division, because I think that would mean I get the 3 seed, he gets the 2, and week 13, I'll take that matchup.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see, where else were we at? All right, I'm ready to look at the games if you guys are ready.
Sure.
I forgot to. Well, okay, I did get the week before our records. Then Jeff and Dad, you both went 5-3. Gumby and I went 6-2.
We didn't
Gumby,
make
I know he has a good overall win percentage for these pick'ems. So
we didn't make any picks last week, did we?
no, we did. We picked
Yeah.
who was going to win the election.
Yeah, that's right.
So I think all our predictions came through too. You know, unless you believe in conspiracy theories or something. All right, so yeah,
That's
this
been a
first
never-ending
game.
source of entertainment.
Yeah. This first game is Hook'em versus Dynasty. This is basically to clinch the division for Ross. I don't think he has fully updated his lineup yet because he's got this guy in who's projected 0, EJ
Are the
Dallas.
Chiefs on a bye?
Say that again?
The Chiefs are on a bye?
Yes,
That's bad timing for you.
I know. I wouldn't have mind this against Jason or Asmus or Rick, but it had to go against Ross. So yeah, Ross has 3 years in a row, Ross is probably going to win the division, or I guess he didn't win the division last year, but he's on pace to enter the playoffs, have a strong team, and he could represent I guess it's the Alamo Conference. But
Pretty amazing.
yeah.
Is he just streaming a defense? Or is he like really rolling the Giants out every week?
He probably
they're
picked this up
ranked
a week or 2
overall.
ago as an option.
No, I see he's
Yeah,
got the
they're-
Chiefs down there.
They're the
He's got the
7th
Chiefs
best defense. That's pretty good.
That's astonishing to me. Maybe it's because they're playing those NFC East teams so much.
It could be a factor. No disrespect. Could be.
Well, the NFC East is really, really bad this season.
We do need to celebrate Ross's, long-term or long-time history, though. I mean, the guy, didn't he make the championship game his second year in the league or something like that? And then he's rolled off 2 championships. Seems like he always makes the playoffs. Doesn't matter what changes take place in the league. He's consistently good.
Yeah.
He's a good
Somebody
player.
said to that, man. Yeah,
He entered in 2013, right? So we're on year 7 with his franchise. And yeah, he's won 2 championships. He's been to 4 or 5 championship games. I think it's 4. It's impressive.
It is.
He's made enough money in this league. He could be playing for free now, I would say, for a year or 2. 3 probably. Yeah, his team, he's only a 6.5 point favorite currently without updating his lineup. He's probably going to be a 20-point favorite. And I'm looking for avenues where I can improve, and there's not a lot. The only way I can maybe improve is if Mike Davis ends up starting this week because McCaffrey can't play. So the projection would go up. That would help out a little bit, but yeah.
Did McCaffrey end up with a concussion? Or
It's like a shoulder injury.
A shoulder injury.
Yep. So, yeah, that's my only hope, I think, to improve. And if that doesn't happen, then, oh well, I lose a game. I'll be back to 5-5. I'll still be in position for a wild card spot. And I just, at that point, have to beat Asmus and Rick, both 2-7 teams. If I beat both, I know I'm in. If I beat one, I'm probably in. So I'm picking Hook with this.
Be all right. Gumby, you know who would have played through a shoulder injury?
Emmitt Smith would have played through 2 of them.
Emmett Smith would have played through that shoulder injury.
It's a different NFL now, man. They don't do that no
Yeah.
more. They stub their toe, they're done for a bit. I'm gonna pick Hook'em on this. Ross is a badass. He's got a good team this year too.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that assessment.
I'm going
So
to pick
you have,
Hook'em.
Gus, you have a chance to put Mike Davis in.
Only if McCaffrey's out or something happens with Dobbins or Zach Moss here. I'll keep him in for now, but yeah. So Jeff, you said Hook'em?
Yeah, I'm going to go Hook'em.
All right.
Who's his running backs besides these two? Because both of them are issues right now.
So I looked at this earlier. He'll slide McKinnon in if he has to, probably over David Johnson, because I don't think he's going to play this week. He had an injury during the game.
He got a concussion.
Right. And then I don't know what the injury is with Chris Carson, but if he's back,
okay.
he throws him in.
Okay, so his backup is DJ Dallas. So if he's in, DJ Dallas sits. Okay.
Right.
All right.
Dallas is averaging 7.1. That's impressive.
In limited time, too. 2 games, game and a half, something like that.
Yeah. It's pretty good. He looked strong when I watched him play the other day. He looked like a good back.
Who, DJ Dallas?
Yep.
Well, what do you think, Dad? Who are you picking?
I'm taking you in an upset.
There you go.
Mainly because of those running backs. I'm not sure where he's going to be on those. Then if you look at the wide receivers, Hawkins is definitely good. Boyd's been playing well. Marvin Jones, he sucks, but, he's there. Mooney's coming on. So I'll take you in an upset.
Before I leave the game, one thing I've noticed in a lot of the games I've played the last several weeks, and this includes your game that we played, Gumby, the quarterbacks I go against, Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen, this past week, I think it was Kyle Allen, all those quarterbacks end up having really shitty games. So I keep getting lucky in those matchups. So I don't know. I don't hope Justin Herbert or Joe Burrow go down.
News for you. Here's some good news for you on that.
The
Chargers are traveling east.
Yeah.
Right? The Chargers are going to Miami. So that's the good news. The bad news is Miami just had a big shootout with Arizona. And they both ran the score up pretty hard.
I know. Yeah. I lost in a game against Kyler Murray. He started off so bad, but yeah, he ended up having a great game. So, yeah. Were you going to say something, Dad?
No, I was going to say, I think Miami's defense is playing pretty well.
Yeah, they are. Miami's a great team to watch this year. It's a lot of fun watching those guys. So
it's nice to see anybody other than the Patriots out there in the AFC East.
Amen.
And it's kind of funny how Tom Brady is not so great now that he has to play Drew Brees twice a year.
Yeah, it's like, it's not like Brady is great or the Patriots are great. They're both kind of meh. So it's good to see.
Yep.
All right, Scabs, Bolt, and Beer Guzzlers. First place versus fourth. Currently, you're favored by 27 points, roughly, Dad. Oh, and you threw in Nick Chubb from IR. I guess, I saw he is activated, huh?
Yeah, he should be back this week. I don't know how much time he's going to get, but he should be back. Jordan Reed was a mistake to pick up again, so I'm going to have to do something about that, I guess.
Are you in tight end hell where it's like you don't have a decent tight end to start?
I am. Trey Burton, the weeks I don't play him, he scores 20 points. When I do play him, gets 1-2 points,
Mm-hmm.
But, Jordan Reed, I picked him up because San Francisco has nobody. He does what he does whenever I have him on my lineup. Nothing.
What did he do last week? He had 1 catch last week?
Well, yeah, some shit like that.
Isn't Garoppolo out?
3 yards or something.
Yeah, with Garoppolo out, that's hard on all the San Francisco players.
You have a backup quarterback, Dad?
Not yet.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no kidding.
Let's see who's out there.
Oh, I know who's out there. I've already put in a couple waiver wire.
Minshew.
Mullins. Ooh,
Mullins.
Alex Smith. That's interesting. And Daniel Jones. That's
That's
about
not
it.
bad.
Just a heads up, Dad. Daniel Jones sucks ass.
Yeah, he does. But if Ben is out, guess whose ass is going to get sucked?
Well, Dad, that's going to
Alright.
hurt you. Like, I'm not going to suggest any of the teams in the league. I know not everybody even listens to this, but don't pick up quarterbacks. Don't screw Dad over this week.
Oh, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I'm going to end up putting in Mason Rudolph.
Yeah, that's true. He's not projected yet, but Mason Rudolph's always out there too. You could probably just pick him up as an insurance policy.
He's probably a free agent too. He's probably not even a waiver pickup.
Well, I mean, everyone's a waiver pickup this week,
Oh,
right?
that's true. I forget that doesn't reset.
But yeah, there's Mason right there.
Yeah,
So
it'd be very unlikely for somebody to grab him.
yeah,
I
That
know.
would be the worst possible thing you could do. Oh,
He came in relief of Roethlisberger the other day, and I guess it was okay.
It was
he's
impressive.
garbage.
One
he just
for
played the
3,
second quarter, like the 2-minute warning, right?
We blew through a
He
couple passes.
overthrew
One
Ebron
yard.
open on the sideline by like 5 feet over his head. I mean,
Also, I remember he threw that one ball that like was popped up in the air, and Juju just happened to be there to catch it, and then there was a penalty. So yeah,
hey, that's Rudolph magic thrown into double coverage and hoping somebody pops the ball up in the air.
yep.
Yeah, believe me, I don't want to have to do that, but I have a feeling that people are going to pick up whatever quarterbacks that are out there just to fuck me.
Well,
Well,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I won't do that to you, Dan. I'm pretty happy with my backup
Probably
quarterback
all
situation.
3 of you. All 3
I've
of
already
you.
got 2 backup quarterbacks. I have Tua and I've got Carson Wentz. I'm good. I don't need a fourth.
I've got
Yeah,
2.
I'm
I remember.
rocking Derek Carr. I don't need a quarterback.
Yeah, if you recall, I drafted quarterbacks back to back, and y'all all gave me a hard time for that, and
Yeah,
it's not okay.
and
Yeah.
we do it again.
I-
It's a principle thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so go ahead, Gus.
Oh, I was just gonna say. I mean, we kind of know Scab's history or JR's history in this league and what he's done. He doesn't sometimes fix his lineup. I'm going to encourage him through the podcast. You have a chance. You can still get in the playoffs. You can still earn some money this year. Take out your running back, replace Maury Cooper for the week. You have a chance here. But I don't know. I'm not sure how it's going to go. So real quick, I'm just going to say Beer Guzzlers. I'm taking them.
Gumby.
Here, Guzzlers.
Dad, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna stamp this as my stone cold lock of the century of the week and call Beer Guzzlers to win it. 5-star, triple play, all that stuff on the Guzzlers.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm gonna stomp that ass is what I'm gonna do. There. I said it.
There you go. That's a clean sweep right there. All right. The other Rice Division matchup is Bubba Gump versus Touch Me Down, second place versus third place. And it's tough to tell if she's updated her lineup. Well, she could probably improve it a little bit here. Maybe Keelan Cole in place of Danny Amendola. But yeah, it doesn't really look like a lot of changes, really.
I didn't even know Damian Adola was still in the league.
Yeah, I know.
Did they let him play with
Far from his
walkers?
prime.
He was a speedster, right? And how do you stay speedster that long?
He's turned into a slot guy, a pretty
Yeah.
decent possession receiver slot guy. But isn't Stafford also hurt? So that's gonna definitely ding his production.
Did Stafford get hurt in
loves
the
throwing to
game?
the slot guy.
Yes, Stafford got hurt. He went out with concussion, so he's probably out at least a week.
Yeah, that might be a problem. I think Touch Me Down can counter with putting Robert Woods back in over, I don't know, Marquise Brown, I suppose.
Yeah.
I don't know the deal with Justin Jackson or David Montgomery, if that's just obligatory questionable at this point in the week. I don't know, but he'll get a little boost with Robert Woods.
Yeah.
Tannehill's going up against the Indianapolis defense. I think that 31 may be a little generous.
And he's
Yeah.
pretty good. They are.
And she's got Ronald Jones at Carolina. I don't think they'll only run him 5 times this week, so that might help a little.
What? Okay, so why are the Texans' defense being started here? It's, they're like
Well,
the
I'm sure it was a
30th
bye week
ranked
pickup. I don't think the
defense.
Rams played last week, so that's why.
Okay, so she's probably gonna swap in the Rams who are playing Seattle. Ugh.
Yeah, it's only a 1 point extra, but yeah, you never know with defenses.
Defenses are weird.
Maybe she'll do something there, but
Gosh, this is tough. She needs this win too.
Yeah, she does.
But I see the path because Justin Jackson, I think something happened to him over the weekend. He was removed from the contest after injuring his knee on the first play of the game.
Oh boy.
It'll be interesting to see what Jackson's practice status will be in the coming weeks as Kalen Balaj filled in admirably to the tune of 84 yards and a touchdown.
it's interesting they say Jackson's roll over a couple of weeks. Like they're already anticipating that this is going to be a problem that's going to linger for a while. Practice status will be in the coming weeks. I don't. That doesn't sound good.
Yeah. So I mean, to me, it's replacing Jackson with, like you said, Robert Woods. So you get a 3-point advantage there. And then I don't know what Dave Montgomery's thing is. If that was just a concussion, got shaken up.
But that was in the fourth quarter too, and he didn't do shit the rest of the game, did he?
No, but Cordero Patterson is on the bench here too. So I think Heath could put in Patterson. This might be a game where he actually is viable.
Yeah.
If both of those guys are out. So yeah.
So here's a funny thing. I was just looking at Ballage. We were talking about Jackson there. Ballage got put back down on the practice squad yesterday, even though he went for 84 yards and a touchdown on Sunday.
That's interesting.
seems
Who
weird.
else I have on their bench?
That seems weird, doesn't it?
Unless that means Eckler's coming back.
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah, I just pulled him up here, and yeah. Ballage reverted to the Chargers practice squad on Monday, per the NFL's official transaction log. Yeah, look at that.
That's pretty weird.
Weird.
Here, 84 yards and a touchdown. Congratulations, you're on the practice squad again.
We're gonna pay you $30,000 now.
Yeah.
To me, that sounds like a good sign for Heath, no matter what. And probably that's enough for me to go ahead and say, sorry, babe, I'm gonna pick touch me down.
This is super close.
I think Heath gets this one.
If it's my turn, I'm going to say touch me down because I need Jess to lose and I need to win, and that'll put some separation. So there, I'm being greedy, self-conscious. So I'll take touch me down.
Man, I suck at picks, so I gotta make up some ground here. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Bubba Gump. Try to make a game up on you guys.
All right. Lone wolf there, Jeff. All right. Next is, oh my God. Every time I pull up Whip, it's always 30 points more than the other team. Ramones versus Whip. 8-1 for Whip, 5-4 for Ramones. Let's see. Can he improve his lineup? Gosh, I don't see any path where he can improve his lineup, maybe except for running back. And that's not going to help him enough to overcome a 30-point deficit at this point. And it's crazy. Tyreek Hill's out. He has Jonathan Taylor on the bench. Jesus Christ. Fuck, man. I'm glad I'm not in that conference.
Joe Mixon is questionable in that game, it shows. So
he'll throw in Jonathan Taylor. There's 12 points projected. That's a pretty good backup.
Right.
I'm picking Whip. I mean, I'm not going to take much time on this.
I agree.
So I talked to – yeah, go ahead, Dad.
I said I agree. Whip.
Mike and I talked yesterday, and he said, and I'm kind of paraphrasing here, but I'm also quoting. So he said, quote, "Pay attention to this game because in 2 weeks I'm going to be stomping your ass. And I was like, oh God, thanks for picking on the guy who sucks at fantasy football. So I'm going to take Whip. I'm going to take Whip to win. It's pretty hard to argue with the results.
I'm going to take Whip, and I hope they don't lose any more games, and we get to play again in the last game for the division.
So
That's
your
cool.
game is week 12, Gumby?
Yeah,
Against
our
Whip?
game. Yeah, last week of the season.
Oh my gosh, it's going to be awesome. That's going to be a good game.
So I'm hoping we both don't lose anything between now and then, and we can get her done.
Oh my God.
Well, Jeff might not have fixed his lineup yet.
Oh, that's it. That's
Why do you have a backup kicker?
Because it's a block move.
A block.
I don't know. I mean, I pay a lot of attention to the other leagues. This one, I just set the best lineup I can and move on. I'm not worried about free agents and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I thought Whip was going to have the biggest spread here difference, but it looks like it's actually Gumby.
And if you look at my bench, it's all bye week stuff too. This is not my good lineup.
Oh, that's great.
Okay, George Kittle, all seriousness, is he basically out for the rest of the season?
Yeah, he's on my roster for trade bait after the season.
Gotcha. Okay.
I can't. I kind of want to drop him, but he's keeper eligible, and so I mean, I'm really playing for this year anyway. But if I could use him to get a pick or two back next year, that'd be nice. Since I gave up a lot of picks.
You're not interested in keeping him?
So I don't have a third rounder, and I have to keep somebody that takes a second round pick. So then my keeper will probably. Yeah, I could keep Kittle or Ridley. I've got a choice between those two. So I'll probably it'll be one of those two that I keep, and one of them will be traded. So.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, I get it. It's just I think like top two tight ends, that's worthy of keeping if you can. But
I just don't like his quarterback situation.
Yeah, well, but even with his quarterback situation, he's still the second best tight end. I mean,
I know.
Think about what if they got like something weird happens, like Aaron Rodgers. They decide they're going to get rid of him. They trade him to San Francisco. That might be really impressive. Of course, Aaron Rodgers doesn't like throwing to the tight end, so that might also be really bad. But
right,
you never know. Something along those lines. That could be a good thing. I think it's early to give up on Garoppolo too. Yeah, he was pretty good last year, and
he just made a glass.
Yeah, I mean that sucks, but when he plays, he's all right. He's not going to kill you, I don't think. But I don't know.
Well, at any rate, I'm hoping I can make some moves with some of those kinds of guys in the offseason to get back some lower end picks to make up for not having a lot of high end picks next time around.
Okay. Well, I have a path to victory here, if I may.
Yeah, go for it.
I'd love to hear
it. All right, so here's the path to victory. All right. First of all, divisional matchup with Derek Carr going against the Broncos. You never know what can happen, and that could turn into a shootout. And if so, that favors me on both sides because I had Derek Carr and I got Jerry Jeudy, who's about this close to having his breakout game where he busts out for 160 and 2 touchdowns on 10 catches. The he's right on the edge. Okay.
Yeah, he broke a top scoring, at least for him this year.
Yep, the guy, he's almost there. Scotty Miller, all right? So Tom Brady comes out pissed off against Carolina and says, you know what? We're going to sling it around 55 times. Scotty Miller's my boy because they're throwing all the attention at AB and freaking Mike Evans. Scotty Miller goes off for 10 catches. And
wait. Time out. Isn't Scotty Miller the 4th receiving option in that offense?
No, we're not going to talk about
I don't even know if he's the 4th. He might be the 5th after it's all said and done.
Jeez. Let's continue. Shootout in Denver. You got Noah Fant, who, again, he could have a big game here. All right.
Questionable. How questionable is he?
Oh, he'll play. Yeah, without doubt, he's playing. He's playing.
Aggravated it during the game.
But he says he expects Fant to be okay. He'll take a needle, get back out there and play. Be fine. And then, the rest of it doesn't matter because those 4 guys will blow up. Oh, yeah. James Conner James Conner plays really well, and we are
James
dominating
Conner.
the Bengals. So Benny Snell
Oh,
gets the second half carries, and he busts out for like 80 and a touchdown, maybe a few receptions mixed in there too. So, there's a path to victory, and I'm going to take Ballzilla to win.
So you're saying Scotty Miller is going to be ahead of Gronk and Antonio Brown in that game that I'm starting?
Brady has turned dudes like Chris Hogan into stars for a game. He could do it for Scotty Miller too.
I just want to make sure I heard you right though, Jeff. You went through that whole thing, but then you said Ballzilla to win, right?
Yes.
Okay,
I'm not stupid. I'm not a moron. I'm just saying I could win this week.
That was so impressive, Jeff. I think you've influenced me on my pick. You got to think about all those wonderful things that may happen there.
Yeah, it's possible.
Pick Ballzilla.
Oh, ye of little faith.
I'm picking me. I always pick me.
It's worked so far this year, right?
So far, so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jeff. I mean, I actually see the path too, but yeah, it will need to hit every single piece of that team to work.
And Ballzilla shits the bed.
That too, yeah. All right, Shook versus Savages. Ooh, this is going to be a good game. First versus second place. Shook could put him away and I think clinch the division, it looks like, with this win. And currently he is favored. So let's see. He's got some options on the bench too that he could fill in to update. Kareem Hunt, Tevin Coleman. I mean, even Hunter Renfrow for Anthony Miller, maybe. So yeah, he's got a solid squad. And then, okay, but here's the difference. Zeke is out this week and Harrison Butker. So I guess Darrell Henderson can come back. That'll help. And I don't think he has a kicker, but he'll just pick up any kicker for like 7 points.
Wow, that is a lot of red on that bench.
Yeah.
Both benches.
But I'm sure he's going to have a running back available to play to take Zeke's place. But Christian McCaffrey is going to be tough too. So if this doesn't come through, this is going to hurt big time for Savages.
And be good for you.
That would be great for me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Damn, I don't know.
Brady never has 2 bad games in a row.
Yeah, is that proven like scientifically or just?
When's the last time he's had 2 bad games in a row, man?
Give me some time to research it and.
He's going to double up with Metcalf too, or not with Evans. He's going to be doubling up on that.
He's been doubling up on him. Yeah. Evans had a really, if I remember right, his game sucked last week too.
I think he got 4 catches.
Not great.
I'm taking Shook. Shook is my pick to win it all this year. So I'm going Shook.
All right.
I'm going to go with Shook. They lock it up this week.
Man, what is this story with McCaffrey? Everything just keeps pointing to it. He's probably not going to play. Yeah, okay. Very much in doubt for week 10. Yeah, I think that's enough for me too to go Shook.
I'll take
Gumby,
Shook
did you say
as well.
Shook?
Correct.
Okay.
I'll take Shook as well.
Wow.
That's an interesting clean sweep considering Savages are a really good team.
Yeah, I mean, if everything holds true and he fills in the places, he's actually projected to win. So that's crazy.
Even with
McCaffrey is not a
McCaffrey
win.
out, it would be at best a push. So it's 50-50.
Right. Yeah, it's true. It should be a coin flip. So, yeah.
He really doesn't have a running back to replace him if he's out. Of course, it's a flex play, but
Well, I mean, he just takes Freeman or Henderson to put in for Zeke, and then it's the flex play, and he has options. He could
they're
play the
fine.
other running back or
The really bad thing for him though is he's got the Niners against the New Orleans.
yeah. I mean, maybe he's targeting a defense this week.
That's like negative 10 points possibly.
Yeah, 49ers. I think. Yeah, last 2 weeks they've got negative
at that.
points.
Yeah, and now they're going against the New Orleans Saints. Whew.
Yeah,
Man, they're just hoping to get to that bye week.
That's 2 bad weeks against good offenses, and it's not like the Saints are a bad offense. They're really good too. You're right, Gumby. That could be another negative week.
If you recall, this last week, New Orleans offense just destroyed what was one of the best defenses.
Yeah.
Did you hear Ndamukong Suh's name mentioned in that game? No.
Once with like some randomoid tackle, and that was it. But you're right. It wasn't really much.
Yeah, the Saints just destroyed that defense.
And then we have the other people.
So are they going to like set horrible lineups on purpose now at this point? Is that the plan?
I mean, I hope not. That kind of goes against the spirit of the game, right?
Well, it does, but I mean, in this situation, I think I'd be okay with it.
Race to the bottom.
Race to the bottom.
If you can completely get rid of your team that you drafted, then at the end you can lose on purpose to get a first-round pick.
I feel attacked here.
Hint.
Man, this is tough. I mean, I think I see where, Slayton comes in for Julio, so that's another 11 points. He'd be up to 21, but then, I don't know, Gage comes out and you put in Landry, so that's back to 10, and I don't know, you kind of fix your lineup again with this 14 here, and maybe TY. You put in Goff instead of Phillip Rivers against Tennessee. I don't know. This is a coin flip game. I think whoever wants it more to lose is who loses or wins. I can't figure that out. It's too much thinking.
Well, I'm going to take Smuffs to win.
Smuffs to win.
I'm going to take Smuffs to win but lose.
Okay.
And I think
I'm confused. Wait, which one is it? He's winning the game?
He's winning the game, but he's losing the race for the first overall pick.
Gotcha. Okay.
So here's a fun question. How many seasons have they started Phillip Rivers at quarterback for the Smuffs?
Wow, that's a good question.
A lot, right? That's like been his quarterback ever since I can remember.
Not only his quarterback, but he has got a real big bro love fest going with Melvin Gordon. Like he's had Melvin Gordon for years. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Like it's either draft or he keeps him. He's always had Melvin Gordon.
Yeah.
He loves the guy.
But I think that Rick gets this.
Yeah, I think I'm with you there, Gumby.
Because Rick doesn't really play fantasy football the way the rest of us play. Rick sees it as a gambling thing more than anything else, and more like slot machine than poker. So, and I think he's just going to luck into a win.
Who's his replacement for Julio?
Darius Slayton, looks like.
Okay.
That's not bad.
Gets a lot of opportunities. I'm going to take Rick as well. I'll take Rick.
Yeah. Yeah, like we said, I don't think Jason would mind losing this game. So, all right, then the other kind of cruddy game is M Team versus Hall of Shamers. What the hell? Hall of Shamers is 61 projected.
Well, it doesn't
They
have
both have a lot of roster changes that need to be done.
Who's his quarterback?
Doesn't have one.
Oh my god.
Whoa! Scroll all the way down there. What's it at the bottom?
So it's bye weeks and then IR guys.
Okay, so he needs to pick up a quarterback. So
minimum of 3 games starting then, so he's out for a while. He is Saturday, October. So I have no idea, but doesn't sound like Mostert's coming back soon.
Yeah, it was October 24th. So that's 2 weeks ago. He's got what's the length on the IR? Is it 4 weeks or 6? What is it?
I think it's 3, right? Minimum 3.
Okay, so he's going to be out this week. Yeah, so he'll be out at least this week, and then next week he may be eligible to come back.
Who's the quarterback on M Team? Stafford. Isn't he hurt?
Yeah, I thought he was.
It doesn't show anything. Cleared from a possible concussion.
Oh, okay. So he's okay.
Okay.
Um,
I'm gonna have to change my mind on this pick because he's gonna have to pick up a quarterback.
Yeah, Singletary will slide up to fill in Pollard's spot. For the flex, he'd throw in John Brown, I guess.
Yeah.
And then for tight end, he still has Ian Thomas. Something called Ian Thomas. So
there's got to be another tight end out there better than him.
Ian Thomas outscored Gronkowski this last week.
He'll be lucky to get more than a goose egg out of Ian Thomas. So I still don't think that's going to be enough to overcome.
I just think Shamer screwed himself. Like, where's his backup tight end? Where's his backup quarterback? Where's any of those guys?
We talked about this during the draft that his depth problems were huge, but I think we were more focused on running back and wide receiver than anything. So
I'm picking M-Team. M-Team gets to replace 3 players, and like he has the spots currently, it looks like, to do it, except for a kicker right now. I mean, the tight end sucks, but you probably improve it or just live with it. And I know it's not going to be a good projection, but I think it's going to be better than whatever Shamers can end up picking up this year. So, or this.
I think you're right. When M-Team is done making their swaps, they should be favored to win by 50. I don't see how Paul Shamers is going to make up 50 points in the projections.
Yeah.
I mean, the quarterback will come in and take 30 away from that, and then the tight end, and it'll probably be a 10-point projection when it's all said and done. But
Dusty was severely punished by the football gods this season, and he's not recovering anytime soon.
Yeah, he still has to fill in Dexter Williams there at running back as well. So I just don't see any. No, give me the M-Team.
Same.
I'll take M-Team as well.
And with them winning, that leaves me in sole possession or the pole position for the first overall pick. I'll take it.
How'd that work out for you this season?
Wait, I'm confused. Did you beat Smuffs or did Smuffs beat you?
Oh,
or Rick?
Gosh. I'm pretty sure that I beat the Smuffs. Let me double check.
Yeah,
I screwed around and beat him by 50 in week 6.
Did you beat Rick? Or you didn't play Rick, right?
I haven't played Rick. I played Smuffs. I don't play Rick this year, so it's going to come down to a tiebreaker there.
Huh. Yeah, I'm picking Napalm there. So Smuffs going to 2-8 and you at 2-8. Yeah, you would be second overall at that point. So. All right. Well, I think that was the last game. So yeah, there you go. That's week 10 preview for you. Any last words from anyone? Everyone good after last week?
I'm glad we're having a full football season, because remember, this was really questionable all the way up through the spring and whatnot. So I'm just glad we're getting football. It looks like it's going to go all the way to the end. So that's good.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Who are y'all picking for the Masters?
Oh yeah, that's this week.
Yep.
I haven't even had time to really look at it. I keep seeing Bryson DeChambeau's name on there for, chance to be the next major winner there, but I don't know.
Has he won a major?
He won the U.S. Open this year.
Oh, he won the U.S. Open this year. I didn't. Gosh, I must have just glossed over that. All right.
Yeah. So I don't know. I want Tiger to do well. I want Sunday to come around and Tiger's in the running, but who knows?
Yeah, that's how I used to feel about Greg Norman too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who?
Greg the
Dad.
Shock Norman. I'm Greg the Shock Norman.
I was going to say, Dad, we could do a little Masters contest if you want. I know we've done that in years past, but
They have it on DraftKings.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Go on DraftKings, do it. So, what do you think, Jeff? Who would you pick?
I hadn't really looked at it to see. I saw Bryson DeChambeau. He was on ESPN this morning, blasted it, how he could dominate the Masters and all that, which I guess we'll see. DJ didn't play last year, did he? In the Masters, didn't he withdraw?
I can't remember. I want to say he's played a lot of the Masters the last several years. So
okay. I'm just looking at ESPN at the names out there. Really, I'm just looking at the guys who I'd like to see win. So I'd take Dustin Johnson. I'd take Rory. That'd be pretty cool. Adam Scott would be all right. But I think, seeing if Bryson DeChambeau came out and just dominated the course, that would be cool. I think it'd be really cool to see that.
So with Bryson's thing is he's like a long drive player. Like he can bomb at 400 yards, right? There's some prop bet out there right now that says what will be the larger number? Bryson's longest drive on Sunday, because they're assuming he's going to make the cut and everything, or whichever quarterback in the NFL has the most passing yards. So it's like,
it looks like Happy learned how to putt.
It's like, okay, he might get a 400-yard drive. I can't remember how the course is set up, but it'd be tempting to take that. But at the same time, the NFL, it's normal to have a 400-yard game every couple weeks, right?
That's an interesting prop bet.
Yeah.
I probably would take DeChambeau then.
I think I would take the NFL. Like any quarterback, I get all the quarterbacks, 32 of them. I'll take that chance.
Well, Mahomes isn't playing this week though.
Oh fuck, you're right. Yeah, maybe that's why
you gotta factor this stuff in. Yeah, you gotta factor that in.
Aaron Rodgers is playing.
Yeah, but he's like 350 topping out this season. He's not. He hasn't had a 400-yard game yet. I mean, he could do it at any time.
Cincinnati.
Say that again, Dad.
Ben against Cincinnati, 450.
It's possible, yeah. He doesn't have the Coco.
I thought that when you guys played Cincinnati, it was always just like a knockdown, drag out brawl. What's this 400 yards passing?
Yeah.
When they still had that linebacker,
Beaufort. What was that guy's name?
That asshole. I forget that dude's name.
He got booted out of the league for that shit.
Right.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah. Juju put him down that one game. And at that point, we were like, yep, you're done. You're never going to come back on us. That was our rookie wide receiver, dude. He just laid you out.
He earned it.
Yeah.
He earned it, yep.
He earned that with his previous play.
Yeah.
In that series. Well, in general, he was dirty AF, man.
He was. No, that's a tempting prop bet, Gus. That's a funny one.
That is a funny bet.
Oh, yeah.
But so wait, on that bet though, how many par fives are there at Augusta?
There's 4.
Is there 4? Okay.
So he's got 4 opportunities to make that kind of a drive.
Well,
I think there's a couple par 4s that he could really light into as well. I don't think all of them. And Dad, you're probably better. You'll know better than I think probably anybody else on this one. But there's probably some par 4s that you don't want to try to drive, and then there's others where you could, take a swing at it.
What's that movie, Tin Cup, where he keeps trying to drive over that stream?
Yeah.
You don't want to be that guy?
That's a movie that pisses my dad off.
I think
lay it up short, dumbass.
A little tough this week.
What's that?
I said it might be a little tough to drive 400 yards this week at the Masters. 13 is a dog leg left, so it's kind of hard to say he can do that. If he does, he's going to be way out, on the right somewhere. 15's a straightaway par 5. He could do it there. I don't know. I'd take the quarterbacks too on that prop bet.
Yeah, I mean, if it's something like, you have to take a number off of one or another, or like for DeChambeau, if they add 50 yards to his drive and minus 50 for a quarterback, I might think about taking DeChambeau.
Are you going to spot him some points? That's cool.
Or some yards.
Capital.
I'm not sure, but that's why jump to politics real quick. I wish we could gamble in Texas like this. I wish there were online sports books.
You guys still can't do that?
Hell no, we can't do that. Can you do it in Colorado?
Yeah.
Y'all can gamble online sports books?
Yeah. They advertise it all the time on the radio and stuff. I think they started. We legalized it like 2 years back, and they've really now got it kind of set up where it's able to do it. We have casinos here in Colorado, like not Indian casinos, like legit casinos.
Did they also legalize shrooms out in Colorado with this last election?
No, 2 years ago they legalized it in Denver, not for the rest of Colorado, but
Oh.
just Denver. Denver is shrooms completely legal.
Well,
Not
the
the rest of
rural
us.
farmers don't really need the shrooms, right? So
Well, almost everybody in Colorado lives in Denver, so it's practically legal.
Hmm.
It's a weird place as far as the population centers go, at least of what I'm used to.
Gummy, can I ask, do you have an account, or have you thought about doing anything like that?
Nah, I spend all my spare money on bass guitars.
That's probably a
Guys,
good idea.
I'm signing out.
All right, yeah, I probably need to get going too.
All right, guys.
Hi, boys.
All right,
Catch y'all.
take care, y'all.
Later.
Bye.
Bye, guys.